Yeah, well, CrossFit is, it's something that probably everybody's heard of, and everybody has a kind of a view on what it is, or they think they know what it is. It's basically a form of workout that came around. I don't think there's a specific date when it started, but it's around like 2000s or something like that. And essentially, it's just a way of training that combines a variety of different training techniques, so things like Olympic lifting, gymnastics, more standard kind of HIIT cardio type stuff, and it kind of combines all these things into one workout with quite similar goals. But I mean, I've only been doing it for 2 weeks now, and I'm still getting to grips with the various terms and the systems behind what they actually do. I started doing CrossFit because I like trying different things. Obviously for the website and things like that, I like giving different sorts of training a go, different fitness and different sports and things. CrossFit has always been one of these things that I've always looked at and thought, I'd like to try that. I'd like to get into that world. And it is kind of a weird, like it's its own little world. And unless you're in it, you don't really understand it very well. And things like HIIT training or going to Barry's boot camp or stuff, anybody can do those. You can just nip in. You can go and do it tomorrow if you want to. You don't need any specific skills. But CrossFit, there's an bedding in period where you have to learn how they do stuff, and they call it foundations. And I wanted to understand what it was and why everyone who did it seems so obsessed with it. And also everyone who does it seems to get ridiculously fit, and I may have got a little bit lazy last year with training, so I thought it would boost my training motivation. So when you watch CrossFit on Netflix, there's probably about 5-10 documentaries on Netflix about CrossFit. The people who do it are incredible, they look incredible, but the fitness level they have is ridiculous. So it's quite easy to look at CrossFit from the point of view of an outsider and say, I'm never going to do that. I can run a 5K, I go to the gym and do some weights. I'm not going to do that. That looks horrible. But and the first day I went, I remember I just mentioned the foundations course. So when you go and start doing CrossFit, you have to learn how to do it, because there's quite a lot of technical stuff. So combines Olympic lifting. It combines quite a specific way of doing pull-ups and some other exercises, squats and things that are actually relatively technical. You can't just go and do those things straight away because you'll injure yourself. And I went in there to start this foundations fundamental series of workouts, and I watched the class doing it and I thought, Jesus, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. These guys are incredible. They're covered in sweat. They're lifting 50 kilogram barbells just like it's nothing, like it's a normal cardio workout. But it's actually they're one set of people that have been doing it for a very long time, and that's what they want to do. They like training hard. They mentally they want to get really fit. They like sweating. But since then, I've done a lot more classes where it's not like that. There's people going in and they're not doing 50 kilogram barbells. They're doing 10 kilogram barbells or 20 kilogram barbells, and they're still pushing themselves, but they're not actually trying to get to the CrossFit Games or something. They're just trying to get fit. So I think there's this barrier of CrossFit where people look at it and go, I'm not going to do that, or that's for me. I'm a hardcore exercise person. But really, once you get into it, it's for anyone really. There's people in there that have probably stayed at the same level for a while because they're happy at that level, but they're training hard. They're just not killing themselves like a lot of other people. So the support that you get in CrossFit is actually probably one of the main focuses of it. It's not the place I go is a place in Aldgate, CrossFit Aldgate, and the groups are generally between 5 and 10, which if you go to some of the HIIT camps and things like that in London especially, you're looking at over 20 people, 30 people with one personal trainer, and a lot of the stuff that they're doing, they're not trained technically to do it, and it's just an all-out 45 minute, get on the treadmill, get on the rower, use weights and stuff like that. Whereas CrossFit, the classes are generally broken up into technical and workout sections. So an average WOD, as they call it, workout of the day, will be probably 15 minutes of technical squat work or technical barbell work, and then you'll go into a WOD, which is full on. You've got to do 50 sets of these, loads of reps of these, whatever. It's not going to be 50 sets, but you've got that breakdown, and that you've got one personal trainer who is essentially a CrossFit trainer whose job it is to make sure you're doing it right. They don't care if unless you're training really hard for something, they don't care if you're doing 5 sets of 10 kilograms or 5 sets of 40. They'll come over and say, that's too heavy, get that down, because you don't want to get injured, because a lot of it's quite technical. And if you just go and bang out a workout without any knowledge of the sets, you just get injured, and then you're going to be in a worse position in a month's time than you were already. It's a really good place for people to come and train who maybe aren't used to the gym or haven't trained before. I've been going to the gym for years, so I kind of know a lot of the workouts, but I'm still learning quite a lot from it. But I was actually surprised at the number of people coming in who are lower level. So some of the people who came in had never really trained in the gym before. I started in January, so a lot of people coming into the gym going, I want to get fit, CrossFit, definitely going to get fit doing CrossFit. But they weren't trained at all to begin with, and because it's so focused on technical, they're probably learning at a faster rate than most people who just start going to some commercial gym down the road, start going on the machines and stuff. They'll probably do, even if they did 3 months of CrossFit, once they leave, they can go back to the gym and go, well, I know there's no point in doing those things. I've just learned technically the best things and I can do these myself. Might be at a high level as CrossFit, but you're basically paying to get trained how to train properly. So the general gist of CrossFit is that it trains you across lots of different things. But if you look at any of the Netflix documentaries or any of the other ones that have been made, the way that the CrossFit Games works is it essentially takes people who train CrossFit and throws them into something that isn't technically what they train at. I mean, they might train at. You might have somebody who goes to CrossFit 5 times a week, but also swims and also runs. And they'll be a great swimmer, they'll be a great runner because they're doing all this strength work and this cardio work. And when they go to the games and they get thrown doing a swimming challenge or something, because they'll throw anything at you at the games, they will do really well. But you've got hundreds of athletes that come in and do these games and things like that, and they can train however they want. So they might come to the games and go, right, you've got to do downhill mountain biking, and they'll be like, I've never done that before. I go to the gym, do CrossFit, and I do running and weights. So the idea behind that is that their bodies are the exercises and things you do, the mobility, the strength, the cardio, is basically turning your body into something that can adapt quickly to those things. So in terms of cross training, it does a great job. It will make you stronger, it will make you fitter with cardio, and the mobility side of it is something that I've never really focused on before, and I struggle with. So we can do a class for 45 minutes, and the hardest thing I find is the kind of stretching movements and overhead stuff where I've not got that mobility. So it's a really good all-round training thing. You're never going to be the best runner, you're never going to be the best cyclist in the world by doing it, but you're going to be if somebody throws something at you, you're going to be able to do it to go, actually, my body can do this, it's just the technical aspects of it I can't really do. I don't know, I've started CrossFit because I want to learn about the training styles, I want to pick up knowledge from my own training. Maybe I'll do it for 3 months, maybe I'll do it for 6, and then start doing it on my own because I've picked up enough knowledge that I can then do it. But where I'm at now, I'm just loving it, and I've started to understand why people do it. There's a community behind it that is quite supportive. I'm training at a much higher level than I've trained for quite a long time. I used to train in the gym on my own. I used to train in HIIT classes. I do a lot of running, but this is almost like a higher level of all of the kind of gym stuff I've done, because I'm learning a lot more about technique, but I'm dead at the end of these sessions, and I'm very rarely do that on my own. So And that's not because I'm being shouted at, that's because that's everyone in that class is working to kind of develop themselves better and train harder. So I don't know, I think maybe I'll see how it goes, but by the looks of it, I'm seeing that why people get hooked and seeing the benefits of it. So if you're new to CrossFit and you want to give it a go, most CrossFit gyms have kind of starter courses. As I mentioned, you have these fundamentals courses, and they're designed for people just to come in, and they're normally done at a cheaper rate than the normal classes. So if you're in London, there are a lot of CrossFit gyms that are opening up all around the city, but that you can find them in most cities now, differing on how big the city is and stuff like that. Just check out the website for the closest CrossFit gym, look at how much it costs. They probably have a free taster session. Fundamentals are pretty easy courses. They're designed to show you what the movements are like, and the ones that I've done, they do a little kind of tester workout. So you'll do 30 minutes of what a squat is, what an overhead press is with a light little bar, and then they'll say, right, now we're going to test out and show you what a 10-minute WOD is like, just so you can get a taster. And they're not going to push you, they're not going to have a go if you're not doing it properly. It's more for you to see what happens later on. So just look at the offers and look at the kind of the intro sessions that the closest gyms you offer.